No intro. Let's go to Japan. We've made it to Hokkaido. We didn't want to miss our connecting flight, so we gave ourselves a healthy layover in Tokyo. What that means is we landed at midnight, and there are no trains running in Hokkaido after midnight. Also, the airport closed at midnight, which is something I've never seen before. Here's a nice police officer informing us of the airport closing and politely asking if we had a plan to get taxis or stay somewhere close by. Fortunately, we planned for this weeks ago. We're just waiting for our friends to pick us up in the rental and drive to the Airbnb. It takes an hour and 10 minutes to get from the airport to our Airbnb, 51 minutes if you take the toll road. In addition to driving, there is a rapid airport train and limousine bus that goes from the airport to Sapporo. All these take about an hour and are at different price points. I will link them in the description below. We arrived at the Airbnb at like 3 a.m., wide awake because we were still on New York time and pumped to be at our first destination. We dropped our bags and went on a 3 a.m. stroll to see a local comedy and go dancing. We didn't really go dancing. Hokkaido Day 1. The choice to rent a car was a win. It allowed us to see the scenic Hokkaido countryside and really take our time to soak it in, as well as stop at every third 7-Eleven for snacks and bathroom breaks. Today's trip was to Otaru. Otaru is a port town about an hour north and west of Sapporo, known for its food, artisan wares, and tourist attractions. Our first point of interest is Sakaimachi Street, a merchant street preserved for when ships were the main mode of transport in the 1800s. There are many restaurants, food stalls, and shops ranging from the swaggy skewer stall to the Miffy store to local artisan shops selling glass, jewelry, and even chopsticks. This is our lunch at Otaru Izoya, a seafood restaurant with a variety of box sets. Needless to say, the seafood was amazing. A short walk past Sakaimachi Street brings us to Otaru Canal, a central part of the city's busy port in the early 1900s. Large vessels were unloaded by smaller ships, which then transported the goods to these warehouses along the canal. Today, you can ride a ferry and relax on the canal walk. Our time in Otaru is coming to an end, but before we leave, we have to try the local ice cream flavors, melon and black vanilla. Beware though, the black vanilla turns your entire mouth black for the rest of the day. Should I even share this next part? I guess I will. I really wanted to go to one of Sapporo's famous beaches, but I failed. I really wanted to go to Cape Kamui and see the beaches and rock formations there, but we didn't have time. Instead, we Googled a random beach, but found it beautiful and all to ourselves. I'm not going to link where this beach exactly is. Sometimes you just gotta take a chance and go on an adventure. Still, you should know that the beach was an absolute dream at sunset.
This is a two-way street?
Yes, Gabe. It's also Hokkaido Day 2. Today, we're headed to Furano. Our goal today is to see the flower fields of Furano and experience an open-air onsen at the top of Mount Furano. Let's get this road trip started. Our first stop is Mount Tapu Observatory, a metal tower on top of a hill that allows you great views of the surrounding area. We had lunch today at Teppan Okonomiyaki Misaya. I ordered their signature dish, Furano omelet curry, and we shared an order of their okonomiyaki pancake. If you're ever in Furano, they're definitely worth a visit. Back in the car for a 30-minute ride to our final destination of the day, the Fukiyagi Hot Springs Health Center. Naturally, they didn't allow pictures inside, as it is an onsen. So here are some pictures that I took, and some that I got off the internet. Here's the front door, and outside there's a campground that you can use to camp in your tent or in your camper. Obviously this is the winter, but to break it down, the center area is a mixed gender area, where friends and families from both genders can enjoy the onsen while having their bathing suits on. There's a hot bath, an extra hot bath, and even a slide. The onsen also has traditional no bathing suit or clothing allowed areas. To the right would be the female area, and to the left, the male area. Check-in was smooth, and the staff were incredibly helpful. They didn't speak much English, but that wasn't anything that Google Translate couldn't take care of. I highly recommend this onsen, even though it's a 2.5-hour trip from Sapporo. Oh, and they were tattoo friendly. 5 stars. We had originally planned to visit the flower fields of Furano, but they were out of season by the time we got there. We decided to head back to Sapporo, and I fell asleep on the car ride back. That's why I'm reusing this footage. So, I feel like I haven't been telling you the whole story. I've told you about Hokkaido days. Let me tell you about Sapporo Nights. Guys, Sapporo is a bustling urban center. I fully expected Studio Ghibli Japanese countryside vibes. And we definitely got that, but we also have a full urban experience, just like Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto. Of course, you have to have a Mega Don Quixote and visit it multiple times. Our first night dinner was in the food court of the Kokono Mall at Susukino Station. The mall itself was huge, with many alluring shops, but we were hungry. I chose to have 2 spaghetti dishes from Teppan Spaghetti. One with Italian carbonara and the other with traditional Japanese spices. We also stopped by Round 1, where I could play my favorite arcade game, Initial D. Night 2. Yes, it was raining. And yes, we were tired because of the ride back from the onsen. But we wanted to make the most of our last night in Hokkaido. These covered streets, also known as Shotengai, were great for keeping us dry as we explore all these shops and walk to our final dinner, yakiniku. Yakiniku is Japanese barbecue. They didn't allow me to film, but they do allow you to order sets and or individual items and grill them directly at your table. Please note my Instagram photo for your reference. Our time in Hokkaido has come to an end. Summer on the Japanese coast and countryside was beautiful and soothing. Still, I plan to return in the winter and experience Hokkaido's famous slopes on my snowboard. At the airport, we saw fighter jets performing maneuvers. Definitely something you don't see every day. Speaking of the airport, before security, there was a huge food court. You know what? I'm gonna let this plane pass. As I was saying, there was an entire mall before security, with a gigantic food court and floors of shops. Hokkaido continues to surprise. If you have a couple of days and a few yen to spare, I would definitely recommend adding Hokkaido to your itinerary. But it's on to Osaka. Upon landing at Kansai International Airport, we took the Nankai Kuko line from Kansai Airport Station to Namba, where our Airbnb was. That took about 45 minutes. You can also take the Kansai Airport limousine bus to Namba. Google says it will take an hour. I will link both in the description below. Navigating to the correct Namba exit was an adventure, but navigating to the Airbnb was an even bigger adventure. Here's a sped up version, without giving away our exact Airbnb location. Next video, we're exploring Osaka, Kobe, Hiroshima, Miyajima Island, and maybe even Kyoto. But who knows? No outro.